I'm so sorry, I didn't even see you there. I was reading some peak literature, courtesy of my older brother. I'm sure you know why you're here. I know why you're here. You're here because you saw my last video when I was talking about, my top 10 favorite rap albums from 2025. And if you haven't noticed anything about that video, that shit flopped hard. But, it is what it is, and I'm still gonna be doing this. And, like I said earlier, my number one, genre was rap music. Hip-hop, rap, that was my number one genre on my replay. Because again, fuck Spotify. I use Apple Music. Today, I'm gonna talk about my second most popular, and arguably my favorite genre of music, alternative. So, before, we get started, all over this again, here's a little, what's the fucking word? Not mural. Montage. It's a little montage of what the alternative music scene was like in 2025 before we get to my top 10 albums from the year.
Strong.
I can't believe I let you get away.
Again, if that really doesn't get you hype, I really don't know what will, right? Alternative music this year has, I feel like, been at a really all-time high. I feel like alternative is such an oversaturated market in music because everything is alternative, right? Even pop albums are alternative, so it's hard to differentiate what's actually alternative in a lot of this style, right? So what I did is that I compiled music that I really feel was alternative in a sense, where even if it was poppy in a sense, or still had like elements of mainstream music, right? It still put a twist in it. It did something a little different, right? That's how I compiled my list for my favorites for this year, right? Now, before we get to our top 10, well, my top 10, let's show you a little group of honorable mentions for this year.
I met Janine at gym session. I left my home, everyone was sweet, I went back, much like guys in love.
4K on a carpet just to be a dog in your apartment. Call you names and make you my target, but secretly
Completed checklist for today. Now they have to let you out of your cage.
Again, just like with my rap albums that I did yesterday, I would also just really like to, maybe not thank, but congratulate the honorable mentions that were in this one, because a lot of them were smaller artists outside of, 21 Pilots and arguably Kevin Abstract. Artists like Passenger Princess or Alden, I feel like really pushed what alternative music, or in general for Passenger Princess, hyperpop or electronic music can really be, because they really did some crazy work on it. Like, insane work. Even if there were songs like Alden's I Can't Believe I Let You Get Away that were super popular on, apps like TikTok, there were still songs like Detroit or Crocodile Eyes with Wisp, which one of my friends went to see them. Insane. I heard the insane concert. But yeah, alternative music this year, like I said earlier, all-time high. And I wonder if next year can compete with it, especially with what came out in 2025. Now, without further ado, let's get to number 10.
A piece of shrapnel flew and slowed that part of you.
At number 10, I have Wellll Tucker, I'll Always Love You by Ethel Cain. Ethel Cain's an artist that I've kind of been getting into more recently. I feel like I was first introduced to them in 2022 when Preacher's Daughter came out, but in that time frame, that wasn't really the music I was into, so I kind of brushed it off, just like, it wasn't really for me. But 2024, what was the album? Inbred was the album that I feel like put me onto them, really, or I guess that was an EP, but either way, that was what really got me into their music. That slow core, super vibey, super melancholic sound, right? That I feel like really defines Ethel Cain's entire character, entire story, right? With Wellll Tucker, I feel like this takes a lot from her EP earlier, which you'll also on this list, Perverts, right? With a lot of that dark ambient style, which I really fuck with. And yes, we still have songs that fit her other style, like Nettles, right? Or even Fuck Me Eyes, which personally that's my favorite song on the album. Even though we also have the songs like Dust Bowl, right? Or what was it, Jamie? Don't shoot me, Ethel Cain fans, please. I still think this is a fantastic album. It's just that a lot of songs and it's really long. It's not even a downside, honestly. I think long albums are fantastic. Again, one of my points to protect albums with super long songs or just long albums in general is that one of my favorite songs from last year was a 22-minute song, Sludge by Violet Pony. And I feel like what this album does to accomplish what it wants to do in the story, I think is fantastic, right? Now, because at this point, I've listened to all of Ethel Cain's works, I get the story now, I understand the lore of Ethel Cain as a character, rather than Hayden as the artist. And, I don't know, I'm really happy that I was introduced to this album, right? I was super excited when Perverts dropped, and then I found out, another Ethel Cain project coming out. I heard Nettles, wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I think what really drew me in was, again, Fuck Me Eyes, where it wasn't the usual style that Ethel would go for, but it's very synthesized, it's very, it's very different, and I really liked that about this album. I didn't want another Preacher's Daughter, and I'm really happy that I didn't get another Preacher's Daughter, as much as I liked Preacher's Daughter, Anyways, enough of me yapping about Ethel. Let's get to number 9.
Yes, I saw her.
At number 9, we have Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. I adore this album. I'm really happy that Hayley Williams as a solo artist is getting a lot of notoriety, like, you know, outside of Paramore. I love Paramore. I think Paramore is a fantastic band, right? I love their newer stuff. I love their older work as well. I just feel like their evolution as a band has been fantastic, but people don't know that Hayley Williams did a lot of other solo work, like Petals for Armor. Fantastic album, right? And I'm really happy that this album right here was the album that I feel like had her soar and just like really, like, what was it? Catch lightning in a bottle. Because to start the marketing for this album, insane. Because this is her first album that she's done entirely independently, right? No label backing her. She's not with her band. She's just doing this as Hayley Williams, as just the most honest, the most truthful version of herself, right? We have songs like Glum, we have songs like Ice in My OJ, Disappearing Man, Mirtazapine, True Believer, like, genuinely songs that are either really heartbreaking or just extremely vibey. Like, there's songs like Mirtazapine, right, which really carries that style that Paramore has with that, like, really, like, poppy, like, punchy punk music, and it really fit in this style where we're talking about an antidepressant, you know? Mirtazapine, you make me eat, you make me sleep, right? And it's just something that I can very much relate to as someone who has struggled with depression and things like that. And I feel like that sense of relatability drew me closer to this album than I would say, for example, Petals for Armor did. Fantastic album. I cannot wait to hear Hayley Williams do more work in the coming year. Same with just Paramore in general. I can't wait to hear more of what, like, just this group has to offer. Anyways, number 8.
Cover my scars in a light less faithful.
At number 8, we have Deadbeat by Monty PK. This album was kind of like how Magic Alive was a very last minute, like, throw-in, right? Because I listened to it last minute and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Deadbeat is the same way. I found out about this album because of a creator that I follow on Instagram. Shout out to Midnight Cult. This album is fantastic. Like, it's such, for such, like, energetic production and, like, such hard-hitting stuff, it is extremely melancholic. And I don't know, it's just fantastic. It's very well produced, very well written. There's a lot of feeling in this album that I'm really happy that artists like, for example, Monty PK, Aries, Quedeca, also, those two are also on this list, in, like, this, like, weird, like, post-hyperpop, folktronica, alternative pop, sector of music. It's just very, what's the word? Can't think of the word. It's very vulnerable. And I feel like in a lot of music that's missing, a lot of this list is very vulnerable stuff, and I feel like Deadbeat is definitely one of the most vulnerable, one of the saddest and most melancholic pieces of art that I've heard from this year. It is a fantastic album that I really cannot recommend enough, like, genuinely. And I hope people listen to this album. Shoot is my favorite song on the album. It's a banger song. Like, for as sad as it is, the song still fucking bang. Like, I'm, like, crying at the club right now. Like, the shit hits. Anyways, let's get on to number 7.
Sweet darling, do you keep calling?
At number 7, we have Glassjaw by Aries. Just like Deadbeat by Monty PK, this is another extremely, like, melancholic album for some reason, even though songs like In the Flesh, where it's singles, right? In the Flesh is not at all what I expect, like, hearing In the Flesh and then hearing the rest of the album, it's not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting something like super heavy, super like hard hitting, which it is hard hitting, just in the feels, not in the way where I'm like headbanging a lot, which I do headbang to some of the songs, like Anesthesia, for example. Never understood why that song wasn't fucked with by some people, but whatever. Banger song. But this song, or like this album, is just fantastically written, personally. I think Aries' voice on this is the best that it has been since, 2021? When he dropped his last project? I'm just, so good, right? Sleepwalker with Breakins. Finally, we got a Breakins and Aries collab. Fantastic. Their chemistry on the track together is insane. Miss You the Worst. I never thought I would be crying about a song about a man missing his cat, but I did. Banger. Absolutely insane. Dead Man Tell No Tales with Keshi. Bro, that shit was insane, and I was not expecting the Keshi feature. It's so good. Like, again, I can't recommend this album enough, genuinely. Very well produced, very well written, very well sang. Love the vocals on this album. Like, it's genuinely just such really good stuff. And then the songs mesh into each other really well. Like, listen to the transition from Miss You the Worst to Sleepwalker. Insane. It's actually insane. Anyways, fantastic album. Let's get on to number 6.
Been a long while now coming up. Thought we were back.
At number 6, I have the album Sable Fable by Bon Iver. I love Bon Iver. I think he is one of the best, like, alternative pop folk artists out there, and Sable Fable is no exception to that opinion. The first 3 tracks, right, I was a little, like, confused, like, Speyside, I feel is a fantastic track, but, like, the first track, which was just that drone, and, what was it, Things Over Things, I think, is the name of the second track, if I'm not mistaken. Really good, it's just not what I was expecting, but once we get to the second half of the album, things really start hitting. Like, for example, Day One with Dijon and Flock of Dimes, one of my favorite songs of the year, by the way. It's just fantastically produced. The sampling on it is insane. Everything is Peaceful Love, another fantastic track. Very well produced, it's very well written. Like, I feel like I don't know. It just evokes a lot of really positive emotions, really just... Whereas the last 2 albums made me feel really sad, this album made me feel really relieved, made me feel calm, and even at points made me feel really happy. I genuinely love Sable Fable, and I really love Bon Iver. I would love to see him in concert. I don't think he's coming to Charlotte anytime soon, though. But yeah, actual, like, banger of an album on all sides. Anyways, let's get to my top 5 albums.
You can stay with me.
At number 5, we have Getting Killed by Geese. This album I didn't hear anything about until I think I saw one of my friends recommend it. And at first listen, I didn't understand the hype. I just thought it was another, like, soft rock, slop kind of album. But the more I dove into the album, the more I was really able to appreciate it and then actually fall in love with it. Songs like Bow Down or Out of Pays to Cocaine, if I don't think I said that right, I will pay... it's some weird French thing. Fantastic song, though. Something about cocaine. Outpays to cocaine? Outpays cocaine? Outpays to... I think it's outpays to cocaine. I'll have a picture of it, like, right here. Fantastic song. Production was by Kenny Beats, apparently. which I just found out because apparently he's going by his regular name now. But regardless, fantastic album. Very well sang, very well produced, very well written. Same old shit that I've been saying throughout the video. But the reason that this was in my top 5 is honestly I don't know, it's like the aesthetic of it. Like, how do I explain this? The aesthetic of this album is like watching a very well shot movie scene, right? That's the only way I can really explain it, right? A lot of the albums I have under it are like, you know, very, I wouldn't say messy, but like you can tell that it's like it's not clean. It's not super clean albums, which isn't a negative thing. I make music in my fucking bedroom, right? So I don't expect a lot of these to be like the cleanest sounding things, but something about how clean this album sounds, I feel like adds to it in a way where I feel like it would have not been as good if it wasn't as cleanly mixed. I really don't know how to explain it. If y'all understand it, I'm really happy. If y'all don't, I'm really sorry. But at the end of the day, it's just a fantastic album. Listen to Bow Down. It's my favorite track on it. Like, it's really good. Please, listen to Getting Killed by Geese. Also, another artist that was at Flognaw that I missed, so there's another thing. Really upset about that. But yeah, let's get to number 4.
Whatever's wrong with me.
At number 4, I have the album Perverts by Ethel Cain. Ethel Cain, crazy run 2025, to the point where they're my number 10 and my number 4 spot, right? These albums are fantastic, but about Perverts, I think Perverts is the stronger between the two. I feel like the ambience is fantastic. I love the production on this. On the first track, Perverts, it's just so well produced. It's very, the songs are claustrophobic. I feel like that's the best way to put it. They're very dark. They're very scary. It's kind of like, what can I relate this to? It's kind of like listening to or like watching like an 80s horror movie, like a really good 80s horror movie. That's the best way I can do it, you know? Like, it's very claustrophobic, it's very scary, it makes you feel uncomfortable, and I feel like that was the point of the album, right? Talking about like religious trauma and like sex that surrounded it, and like feeling as if you like aren't enough in a sense. It's just fantastic. Again, another very like sex forward album. Like, what was one of the lyrics? I can make you come 29 times or something like that. One of the lyrics in the song not Amber Waves, Vacillator. Again, banger album. Vacillator is my favorite from it, but I do think Perverts has, like, the track Perverts has the strong production of it. Again, this album isn't for everyone, I won't lie. Like, there are a lot of trigger warnings about how sexually explicit it is, and then how, like, uneasy the album can make you feel. And then the tracks are also very long. Right, that's another thing. Again, I don't mind longer songs or longer tracks. At the end of the day, if the song is good, the song is good. Whether the song is 30 seconds long or 12 minutes long, you know? But yeah, anyways, let's move on to my top 3. At number 3, I have Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quedeca. For the longest time, this was my number 1 album. I thought that this was the greatest thing to come out of 2025. And honestly, it's still one of the best things to come out of 2025. It is a fantastic album. The idea that this guy's the concept of him just being a sailor right? Just sailing and then like talking about like his entire journey. Fantastic. Songs like no song really is the same, right? I Dream About Singing isn't the same as The Great Bakunawa, which isn't the same as Thunder, which isn't the same as Monday, or God Stained, or Dancing with Your Eyes Closed. Like, none of them sound the same, but they're all so well woven together. It's really cohesive. It's so good. I just don't know. I made a reaction to it. I'll put the link in the description for that. Fantastic album. It was such a good time, and to this day I still listen to it. Kodaka was one of my top artists from the year. Man, fantastic work. I can't wait to hear what Kodaka has like next, because this 3-4 album run that Kodaka has been going on since even From Me to You has been insane. Like, the growth from this artist is crazy, and I'm honestly really happy that I was a fan of him when he was a YouTube rapper. So maybe I have that bias towards him, right? I don't know. It's very, very well sung. It's very well written. I love the production on it. Like, again, nothing sounds the same. No two songs are exactly the same. And then, man, Foregone is a beautiful track. Thunder is one of my favorite songs from the year. And, man, I don't know. I just think when it comes to concept albums, we need more concept albums like Vanisher, personally. Where even if every track doesn't sound the same, it still weaves a cohesive story, right? Anyways, let's get on to my number 2 album.
Get on the stage and I call her by her first name.
At number 2 is Everybody Scream by Florence and the Machine. See, this is another album that was very last minute, just like Deadbeat, just like Magic Alive, right? Fantastically written album, by the way. I'm not really a Florence and the Machine listener. I would not say I'm a Florence and the Machine super fan. This is honestly my real introduction to this artist, honestly, because I don't know, I never thought that their music would really interest me, and I'm really happy that I pushed myself to listen to this album, because I haven't heard anything but good things about it, right? And again, I'm really happy I listened to it, because I get the hype. I get the hype around her, I get the hype around this album. It's a fantastic album. It sounds great. The title track, once you get into it, you're into it. I don't know what it is, but her vocals are insane. The production is insane. The writing is so well thought out and well put. I really don't know what I was missing or why I was so late to this Florence and the Machine train, right? But I'm happy I'm here now, and I'm honestly here to stay. If I didn't listen to my number 1 album, this would easily be the best album of the year, right? No question. It's arguably one of the best albums of, I think, the 2020s, in my opinion. Same with my number 1. Speaking of which, let's get to my number 1. At number 1, we got Lux by Rosalia. Wow, fantastic album. Honestly, I don't listen to enough Spanish music, I feel, and I feel like this album, or Rosalia in general, has really been getting me back into listening to Spanish music, because I don't know what it was, but I got into a really big Spanish music craze. I was listening to a lot of Bad Bunny, I was listening to a lot of J Balvin, I was listening to a lot of Maluma, and then I got recommended Motomami by her, and fantastic album. I feel like people, again, have a lot of weird opinions on that album due to her not being Latino, and actually because she's not, Latin American, and she is from Spain. But I feel like she does it well, regardless of that. Anyways, this isn't about Motomami, this is about Lux. Lux is a great album. Having the London Symphonic Orchestra as your main, like, backing, insane choice, right? Berghain, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a song with Bjork and Yves Tumor. Fantastic. I feel like that was a great choice to have as your leading single, because it wasn't one of the more pop-sounding tracks on the album, like La Perla, which, fantastic song too. Man, I really can't sing the praises of this album enough. Like, Rosalia really shows that she can really sing. And I mean sing, like opera. Like, she was an opera singer. This song is in multiple languages. It's not just in Spanish. There's parts of it that are in German. Some of it's in Japanese for some reason. And it all makes sense. Like, I don't know everything that's being said in the album. Like, I'm not gonna lie and be like, I'm a polyglot, I know everything. I don't know. I had to look up a lot of what she was talking about in this album, and I'm happy I did. This album's very well written, very well produced. Like, sure, I feel like some people had the argument of like, oh, it sounded too poppy to use a symphonic orchestra or anything like that. At the end of the day, this is an alternative pop album, right? It's gonna have a lot of pop influences on it, even when making the bold choice to use a symphonic orchestra. And it sounds great. I feel like this is one of the best uses of classical music in pop in a minute. Like, every one of the songs on this album sounds like it could be in a movie. And not in the way where NF sounds like it should be in a movie, but like in a very positive way. Like, this isn't movie trailer music. This is like OST music. I feel like that's the way I can say it. And this is a positive. Like, I put this album like in the instrumental sense in the same way where I put Clair Obscur or Expedition 33. Like, how they sound. It's just fantastic. It's honestly fantastically produced. I love listening to it. It's ear candy to me. But yeah, that's honestly the best album of the year. And the year's about over, so nothing's changing my mind. Like, I'm very steadfast about this. Lux by Rosalia, best album of the year. And I think people should listen to it more. It's fantastic, and that's that. Anyways, I really hope y'all liked this video, right? Even if this one flops as well, I don't care. This was a lot of fun. I like talking about my music hyperfixation. But yeah, I hope y'all have a fantastic day. If y'all liked it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with everyone you know, and thank y'all for being here. I hope y'all have a fantastic night. Goodbye.